2, maybe?
What's up, Response On Players? We're back with another sick podcast. We've got a really special one. But first, I'm Jake, and I'm joined by
Steph, and I'm catching some Pokemon tonight.
Brian, and this desk is a little crowded.
No, it's not. But I'm James, and I've already caught all the Pokemon I'm going to get.
Ooh, well, James has 2 Pokemon. But more importantly than that, we've actually got a fantastic special guest. Tonight, we're joined by the fantastic, one of the bigger content creators in our space.
Tam, it's me, Tam. Yo, what up?
Andrew, add in applause, please.
A round of applause.
We're actually excited to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us. This is actually, I feel like, a long time coming. It's kind of weird that almost a year in and you're just now on the podcast. But to be honest, we did just start doing guests like a month and a half ago.
He's our 3rd guest, is that right?
I think so. There was a lot of ground to cover. We talked about a lot of stuff, and then we were like, we're out of stuff to talk about. Let's bring in other people to talk about things.
It does get way easier. We can be like, actually, you talk for 30 minutes. Let's.
Content, baby.
So yeah, let's hear it, Tam. 30 minutes. Starts now.
Oh,
Chop.
easy. Okay, so I just recently moved. I've sorted a bunch of cards. All day today was retro. Have you guys touched retro at all?
Never heard of
Oh, no. There's too many damn cards to read.
So here's the thing: is you don't have to actually read a bunch of cards. You take one character that looks cool, make an old dog's new tricks deck, and then slowly acquire new pieces for your one cool deck.
Okay.
Retro brought to you by Tam Cardwell. Buy it now.
So 30 minutes of retro all by myself because
Nobody knows.
Yeah, we have nothing to add. I was gonna say, Tam, your retro video for the deck you made for Rebby with Ochako 2, because she and I share a one love of Ochako 2. I definitely almost put that together.
that deck's crazy. That deck's super super good. It just kills you. Like I think we're getting on a tangent already. The biggest thing about retro is like the characters that are good now are also good in retro. Can you imagine how many cool Godzilla cards there are for retro? Like, just imagine. There's so many crazy big damage throws and snap momentum and use momentum in even more insane ways that are currently in standard, because you just have so many more cards. It's nuts. It's absolutely sick. It's a fun format, and just like taking the thing you already have and just like exploring and understanding that it is the Wild West is dope. But that's just not why we're here.
We're here for Universus, so I mean it can but be why we're here. So one more time for the audience: buy retro, or Tam will kill you.
That's not true. Probably.
But yeah,
make threats.
Well, that's all right. I'm here to make threats on your behalf with no follow through. Like I said, we're glad to have you, Tam. Thank you so much for joining us. You are one of the big content creators in the space, but you also do a bunch of casting for the official UVS streams for most or some large amount of the events that happen, at least here in North America. True or false?
True, very true. I'm sure nowadays there's way more of me casting than playing, and that's probably like the general perceived idea because of how long I've been doing it. I think I was actually the first caster. I'm not gonna say ever in this game, because there were like some very few and far between, but the most consistent caster when it comes to our game, all the way back in the UFS days.
The what days?
UFS, the Universal Fighting System.
Never heard of it.
The orange-backed cards. And this circles all the way back to retro, actually.
It all comes back to retro,
started, baby.
It all leads back to retro.
I'll say real quick, I do want to ask you kind of how has that switch been? Because I know that you were, especially back in the Asui 3, you were really jamming that deck for a while, and you were playing
Mhm.
in a lot of tournaments and things like that. How is
Online
that,
tournaments.
especially online tournaments? How has that switch been going from being a player to more of a kind of behind the scenes?
So, first and foremost, in the hierarchy of things that I like to do for Universus, at the very tip top, 10 out of 10, the best experience is for sure playing the game. I want to play the game so bad.
Fair.
Playing the game is absolutely the thing that I want to do. I have you guys had UVS dreams yet? Where like you dream that you're at a tournament or something like that?
I think I've had
Not-
deck-related dreams. I'll be honest with you.
Okay, I was say not at a tournament. I've definitely had dreams of okay, well, this is how this deck works.
Yeah.
This is the line. It's this. Man, I won. There's no way I lose that.
And then you like pop awake and you're like, oh my god, what a dork I am.
Yeah, and I was like, wow, I'm the worst man to ever do it.
Yeah, there's something really special about this game. And even at its worst, it's still the best card game that exists, and it's just like full stop. And that's probably the reason why people are so passionate about it, is because it is such a good game that whenever things get messed up, whether like imbalance in the meta or decisions that UVS makes themselves or whatever, like people in uproar because they really care. Some of the most passionate people that you can have on the planet.
Yeah.
After playing is casting, because I think celebrating the game and giving the play-by-plays and like just being a true spectator of the game is so cool. And there are so many interesting interaction points that like get missed or get shown or whatever. Like watching the finals of Atlanta. Big shout outs to Phil Birch for winning that with Rodan.
Yeah.
Big shout outs to George for
Congratulations,
second
him.
place.
For both of
I
them.
knew 4 turns before it happened that George was going to mill out. Like I knew that. I think he had like 1 attack left in his deck in the finals. By the time that when Phil killed him, and I was like, there was a 0% chance that George got to win game 3,
Yeah.
and it was like
Mhm.
that is not something that the new player, the below average player, the person who's not who's only played Spotlight or popped in with Turtles and has never seen Rodan or Porco could like understand. And so like gifting that in an interesting and in an edutainment way is like really exciting for me. My original career was as a martial arts instructor, and so like I really like the idea, like the light bulb moment of like when somebody gets it. And casting lets me have that light bulb moment of, oh, I get it now. We're on the same page, right? And then my least favorite thing to do when it comes to production is the actual production thing behind it, of like making all the deck lists and setting up all the graphics and whatever, because not only is it stressful, but it's like a time crunch or whatever, but I'm a narcissist and I want to be on camera, and that role specifically says that I'm not on camera. But
I get
it's
it,
needed,
Tim.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, you kind of stepped into that role. Correct me if I'm wrong, but was that around Louisville? That's when I at least noticed that the stream quality definitely started to kind of go up with
In this year? Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, with the the team lists and the deck lists on screen and things like that to kind of fill that dead space that we had between rounds.
Yeah, I was just like, I personally was tired with the quality of the stream. Again, I think the casters were doing like a good job, but here's a little behind the scenes how the sausage is made. So UVS Games, apologies, I'm leaking some stuff. The way that our agreement works is there are 3 casters for an event, and there's 1 production person. His name is Brian. He's consistent. The 3 casters rotate. When the casters show up to the event, they have complete and total creative control over the event. The casters are picking the matches. The casters are sitting in the seats. There's nobody managing the talent that is there. And so when we get things wrong, it is because you got 3 yappers whose job is not to like figure out like what the next step is. It's to you have 3 people who are just hired to watch the game and trying to run everything. which is just like not feasible. And it's very easy for, if there's no one in charge of this, for things to get missed or lost or whatever. And so I sat and I watched a bunch of different streams, specifically Flesh and Blood. That's the other card game that I watch as a spectator. There are events happening. There's actually probably an event that happened tonight that after this I'm probably going to go back and watch. And their production was just so good, to the point where I had been out of the game for 2 years. I came back, and after one event, I knew everything. And I went, whoa.
Wow.
And it wasn't the casters that did it. It was the breakdowns and
Everything else.
the everything else, the things that I'm trying to introduce and make happen. But as a pseudo one-man army, right? I've got people behind me and supporting me and making me tools and such to like make the job happen. I was like, our game is sick. We should yoink the things that other games are successful at and do them. To make our game better and more in the limelight and do the thing. Because truthfully, not only does the game deserve to have this spotlight and this love and this care put into it, because we have incredible casters, we have got incredible production with Brian normally, and this last event in Atlanta we had Mike, but like the players deserve it, right? Like the players deserve to have the spotlight and see their name and their picture and a celebration, and like the energy in the room in Atlanta was so vehemently different than the energy of every other regional this past year. And to pat myself on the back, I think it's my fault. I think I did that because of forcing the issue of, hey, TO, I demand that we have a projector in the room so that when finals are happening, people can stop what they're doing and watch. And like, I think that's important to the, so let's go back to retro, to the FGC feeling that this game has always had, of the reason that we are the best community in gaming is because everybody knows everybody and everybody is excited for everybody. I remember when our regionals were 40 people in a Denny's, when the finals were happening, 38 other people were standing around watching the finals game. Like that was not uncommon. Of everybody was crowded around the table because we were all there for this unified purpose, and it feels like we had not had that. And at least having some sort of production on the back end lets us try and find that soul again of the event.
Yeah, I feel like you've really stepped it up. I don't know what all changes are you like straight out of the box, but they have. I feel like over the last several months at least, it's only gone up. I feel like the casters are very qualified. I love listening to the different casters, and it's really interesting that your take is more community driven than anything else, because that is, I think, the best thing about our game, in my personal opinion. The big reason we started doing like top 4 interviews and like trying to be at all these events and trying to talk to everybody is, kind of like you said, shining a light on some of these people that are in the community that because like that's the big thing about our game that everyone likes. Like you can walk into a venue and you're going to see 15, 20 people that you've talked to, at other events, that you've rubbed shoulders with. And they're there just as excited as you are to play the game that you're excited to play and sit down and watch. So I think taking it with a community thing in mind has not only helped with the upgrades, but I think it's really like the big spot that our game has over a lot of other games, to be completely honest.
And it's like my goal, genuinely, my goal is to create FOMO. I want you to watch the Atlanta Regional and be mad you weren't there.
Too late.
Yeah,
That's what I.
To be fair,
that's what I want.
I was gonna say, arguably, that's kind of our goal too, with the like top 4 and the man on the street stuff, is to get this like, well, if you were here, you could have experienced all of this. That's almost all of our content is in that same vein. We want to make people feel like, man, I missed something that really special.
Well, it's such a good way to get people like involved in the community too. Is like, hey, you could be here, you could be hanging out with all of us, and like you could be competing in this tournament and doing these side events, so why aren't you? You know, like having more people attend these regionals and want to come to these regionals is only better for the game.
Yeah, I totally agree. Here's a question for you four. Have you guys ever thought about doing casting? Is that a thing that you're interested in at all?
I am. I did one casting event with Sam for his Ace Arena, and I had a blast. And I was like, "This is so fun. This is so cool."
I thought. Oh, sorry,
Go ahead.
James.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say I have considered it very like briefly because like watching Brian do it and like seeing that like I in the same spot like kind of watching the casters. I'm also trying to like figure it out. I'm like, okay, where are we at in the game? Who's doing what? What can they do to like get out of their situation or win the game from here? And I think thinking about the game that way is very interesting. I think in kind of closer to how you are though, I just like playing the game too much. I don't know if I could like sit behind the desk and watch other people play when I'm like, that could be me.
Yeah, it's tough.
Whereas I'm kind of in the opposite vein. I like talking about the game a lot. I could live without playing it for long stretches of times, as long as I got to like really watch and talk about the game.
I've thought about casting before for multiple things. I definitely feel I've got a personality for it, but I feel like if I were sitting behind a desk talking to another person about gameplay, I'm more of like good at interacting with other people and that stuff, which I feel like helps me with like some of the interviews and stuff we do. I don't know how well I do behind a desk, to be completely honest.
So there's different types of casters, right? There's play-by-play, analytic. It sounds like you're running color, which is like more of the in-between stuff, more entertaining than like, hey, here's what's going on, here's what should happen, right? Like, Steph, did you answer? I'm sorry.
No, I didn't, but you're kind of
okay.
explaining like what I also want to do, which is like I don't have that much game knowledge and I don't feel like I would add that much if I was casting. I'd be like, "Oh, yeah, I know that card." Sure, I don't know that mechanic. So I feel, but I really like doing like the man on the street stuff and like talking to the audience. So like you're talking about like the in-betweens where it's like, okay, now we're gonna go to like Step for Jake, and then it's us like talking to the community and like engaging the community a little bit. Like I really like doing the man on the street interviews. So that's something where I could see myself, but like prior to this conversation, no, I had not thought about it at all.
So here's my challenge to you. How many of you guys are going to New York for the regional?
I think two of us, me and James.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
the
just
other
streams.
two of you. You
Okay.
have a YouTube channel.
It's true.
Just steal the stream footage and just run it like a podcast. Just sit down and yap for the 8 hours that you're live day 1 and the 6 hours you're live day 2. Talk to chat, and people will be in both chats and hang out and talk with you and just vibe over the broadcast. It's the easiest podcasting content that you have. And if you want to talk about the game, talk about the game. If you want to talk about the bologna sandwich you're eating, talk about the bologna sandwich. That's A-okay. You're not the official broadcast.
It's true.
If it's a thing that you like and you want to do, the number one recommendation that I have, not just for you four, but everybody at home, is to do it. Just click the button. It's the hardest piece of advice you can give one content creator to an aspiring content creator is just click the button. The thing that you make is gonna suck, but you just gotta press the button.
Oh,
Just
so
do it.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think of that as like in content in general, like or like doing anything, until you go and try to do it, you don't really know how you're gonna do it, and you don't really know how to get in the way and perfect yourself if you're not doing it. I'd look at some of our old content and go, even though we've only been doing this for a year, I go, oh, dude, I'm so glad we figured out how to do this or that or whatever. But yeah, I mean, that's great advice, Sam.
Agreed.
I do have a sidebar question for you since you asked us a question.
Yeah, hit me.
No, I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
Okay, ask it then.
Okay.
Who is one of your favorite Flesh and Blood characters?
Oh God.
The character that I play and I have in paper is Dorinthia Ironsong. That's the character that I have. Do you guys know anything about Flesh and Blood at all?
So I haven't played. So I you probably don't know this about me, but I have a very long history, about 7 years of working in a card store.
Okay.
And when Flesh and Blood came out, we were kind of like the local store. The one that I worked for at this time was kind of like one of the Flesh and Blood kind of hubs in our town.
Oh, yeah.
So of course I had to play it, and I played for the first couple of sets until we had the ice archer, the thunder ice archer was her name.
Yeah. Lexi, I think.
Yeah, I really like the archery mechanic as a whole.
It's dope, dude. It's dope. Hey, welcome to the Flesh and Blood podcast. That
What-
game is
what?
so cool.
I did not want to be part of this.
We've
All right.
got.
I'll check back in 30 minutes.
So,
like
we'll
the
just
different
come back.
classes are so well represented. Guys, it genuinely reminds me a lot of Universus. Genuinely, it just
Oh,
like
yeah,
doesn't have like the IP like attached to it, but you can really tell the love and care that the designers really care about, and like make sure that their stuff is on straight. It's very, very cool.
Yeah, one of my big things when Flesh and Blood was coming out is I was known for kind of playing too many card games, like casting a wide net. And the store I worked at kind of incentivized me to kind of play everything so that I could teach people how to play as they're coming in. So that's like all the Bandai games. That's Flesh and Blood. That's Universus on my own time.
Yeah. As somebody that worked at a card store, I think it's mandatory. I think that you should make every employee do it. In fact, I had an old store, which I'm about to say some disparaging things about them, so I will not name them. Back in Des Moines, that I would like sit down with the owners and be like, "Hey, can I have Universus cards? I will provide them. Can I put them in the case?" And they went, "No." And I was like, "Why?" And they're like, "Well, our people would have to look them up and whatever." And I'm like, "TCG Player exists. You can just type in the name of the card and look them up and then sell them, and you can keep the profits. I'm gifting you cards. Just put shiny cards in the case as advertisements." And they were like, "Well, we don't have people who know how to teach that game." And I'm like, "How are you running a successful card store?" And he goes, "Well, half of our business is a comic book store, and the people that like want discounts on their comics and want to store comics all day, don't need to know how to play games." And I went, "That's crazy. You should make the comic people learn card games and the card game people to learn comics. That's insane. What are you doing? If I work at a restaurant and I only know how to present half the menu, what I'm bad at my job. That's crazy
Exactly.
to me.
Agreed.
That's
Yeah.
crazy to me." So
Yeah.
I think it's so awesome that store that you work at past tense,
No,
present
so I
tense?
actually work at a different store now. The store I work at now, we only do Magic the Gathering and Pokemon. So
Well, makes it easy to know the two games, I guess.
yeah, so it's really hard not to know those two games.
Yeah.
But the store I used to work at, yeah, I mean it's a blessing and a curse, to be completely honest, having to
Word.
know all those games, especially as somebody who wants to play all of these games. It gets very time consuming. And it makes it really impossible to forge like actual bonds. Like I'm actually very thankful that I got in on Universus by happenstance with my brother, because it helped me meet the people that I podcast with, for one. And it's actually been one of the very few games, as I moved away from playing so many games, I kind of focus in on what I really like. So right now I'm playing Universus. I play Casual Commander, as most people do. And then I'm going to be playing Riftbound. And that's it. So
I just want to say you're welcome, America and the world. For I am the reason this happened.
okay, well, anyway, Tam and I are now hosting a Flesh and Blood podcast.
Okay, well, anyway,
welcome.
I'm gonna go I'm gonna go get something to drink. I'll be back, I guess.
Now, I do have
Take the intermission.
I do have a quick question. Well, probably not a quick question, but kind of bring us back in a little bit. Something you mentioned earlier kind of caught my attention. You said that the casters are the one that like picks what comes on stream. How do you guys make that decision? What's your criteria for like who should be on stream?
Sweetie's my second favorite character in Flesh and Blood is Prism, and I got a thing for blondes in that game. It's crazy.
Fair.
Okay,
I mean,
so let's talk casting. I think that this is like a cool, unique space. So there are a couple of main pieces of criteria that matter when it comes to who's on stream, and I don't think one necessarily outweighs another. But it is important to like take all of them and find this Venn diagram for the perfect match. In round one, the number one priority is you have to have at least one person on stream that they know what they're doing. If you
Okay.
can find two people that they know what they're doing and they are playing against each other, perfect. I learned this the hard way because at a Gen Con regional, in my round 1, I was playing Tokoyami as a character. I found somebody in the crowd who was playing Tokoyami, and they didn't know how actions worked. And so they tried to play Summon Dark Shadow as a form on stream because it's round 1.
Mhm.
And we like had to stop the match and go, whoa, 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 whoa. That one doesn't work that way. Which is like it's tough for the casters because like they have to sit there and not dog on this person for like how do you not know how your cards work, or like they have to like keep it high, and like that was a 7-minute conversation they had with that person explaining him how their deck worked, which like that sucks for the casters who their entire job is they have to now fill dead air for 7 minutes. So like
Yeah.
so having two people in round 1 who know what they're doing, and then afterwards the tournament kind of fills itself out because the next round you go over the people who are both 1-0. They won the match. Something had to have gone correct. So they
Right.
kind of have to know a little about what's going on. And so in round 1, that's the only important thing in round 1. The rest of it can all shift and change. The next metric is somebody who is prolific in the community. Again, this is not a priority thing. It could be anybody, it could be nobody. But having somebody so that the casters can have some sort of previous talking. Like in the Atlanta regional, we had Corey Nelson versus Travis Tangeman in like round 3, round 4. Well, that's a rematch of nationals
Yep.
last year. So that's cool to see. And Travis was on his nationals character that he won the tournament with, and Corey Nelson is on the character that he got like second in Toronto with. And so like, hey, two Titans of the games are coming back. You're trying to give the casters softballs to then set up a story to then show the audience, hey, this is why this matters, and it's more than just flicking cards. It's the people that are involved.
Yeah, it's the meta narrative of the tournament.
100%, right? The next thing is having characters that we haven't seen on stream before, or trying to keep them off stream as much as possible. We have a Universus has a rich, some would say, too robust of a cast of characters that you can play. Everybody's favorite character, Porgo, so sick. No reason that guy shouldn't have been a backup, but you know who cares? We have a rich catalog of characters. We should try and showcase as many unique characters that are doing well and are pseudo relevant as possible. I'm not going to go down to go find somebody playing, I don't know, Vexalia at table.
Oh,
Vexalia 2, maybe?
weird! Ah!
I can't wait for Andrew to hear this during editing.
Oh my goodness.
Andrew,
Shots
Andrew,
fired.
man, that is my
Murdered that man.
brother. Anyway,
just gonna
continue
put,
dogging on my brother,
The
please.
shortest
And
called
by
Vex 2 is
that-
lame.
And by that I meant Leonardo, the leader.
No, we're
Yeah,
not
no, attack both brothers. You're valid. Keep
No.
going.
This truly is a tale of two brothers. My goodness.
So funny. But no, like having like meta relevance or having something in the spotlight. If you are an off meta deck that is doing well in the tournament, I'll bring it back. Vexalia 2, currently 3-0 in the tournament, and is going against a character that is meta relevant or somebody that's on stream that I think they have a chance into. That I think they have a chance to win. That it's not Devil Jin. They've got a 99 to 1%. They're going to explode on turn 2 chance. I want to put them on stream. I want to showcase that. I want that to be on stream.
Agreed.
And
I'm
then the
kind of
last
in.
one.
I want to watch that.
Last one, which is the hardest. This is the hardest one to do, especially whenever you get the top cuts. Is I don't want a match that goes to time, and I don't want a match that's over in 15 minutes. I want 40 minutes out of this match. I want 3 games. I want each game to be 20 minutes. That's my goal. I want there to be a decisive winner. I want it to be 3 games. I want them 20 to 30 minutes each. That's what I want. That's what I'm hoping for. And so like there were plenty of matches that were Pony versus Porco in Atlanta. And I went, "Nope, you're not on stream. Sorry, man. You should, hey, it's a Godzilla mirror. Nope. I'm not putting you on the stream. You've hit too many strikes. I don't care how prolific of a player you are in the community or whatever. You brought the meta powerhouse, and so it's not going to happen. Even like I think I put Devil Gen on stream once, maybe twice in day one, just because I was afraid they were going to turn two people twice. We didn't see Porco on stream day one at all, even though it was doing well, because I didn't want a 15-minute round on stream and a massive be right back screen. Because again, I am putting on a showcase, and that match is gonna play out however it plays out, no matter what. Like the thing of like, why wasn't I picked on stream is not for your ego, but it's for the people at home that I'm trying to put on a good show for. I am trying to showcase not. The best is not the right word choice, but the most entertaining round possible. And that does like ask for time. I don't want the Sopranos finale where it's 20 minutes of a black screen. Like that doesn't make us like more enjoyable, and nobody's going to talk about it on Twitter later. Right? Like, actually, hopefully they will. They'll be like, "Man, that sucked," and they did a bad job of picking games. But there is a small formula that is involved of who gets to be on stream and what and when and where and why.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, you're trying to put on a show, so like you don't like they're watching the stream because they want to see the game played, and
yes,
you're picking a match that's only going to play 10 minutes, 15 minutes. You're like, well, I don't really have anything else for you to watch. Come back later, and then not only does that like hurt viewer retention because they might just turn it off, then you're
totally
like, if they do watch, they're just bored.
Yes.
Well, that's why, when somebody gets 15-minuted, you just then play like the Curb Your Enthusiasm music, just like dun, 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 dun. And there you go. Then everybody feels better. Feels like it was a gag all along.
I guess I'll write it in my notes. For
just once, only once per stream. I think it's good. That also explains why I've never been on. I either played ultra aggro or I get an hour and I'm gonna play the whole hour.
I paid for this hour.
there are some matchups where like that's really interesting, right? Like if you find and I'll use your example, the Ghidorah versus a Pony, right? Where Pony is trying to just rip your head off and Ghidorah is going to sit there and try and take the hour. That's interesting to do. I don't want a Ghidorah mirror.
Word.
Yeah,
you're going to time. You're going to time, and it's not going to be fun. Even something like Ghidorah versus sometimes like a Hanj, right? A Hanj can sit there, it can just sit and stare at you for a bit, and like you have to think about like the snapshot of not only like what does turn by turn look like, and then what does like. How do I describe it? Turn by turn, as in like individual player turn of like what are the 6 cards, 6 forms that you could be playing for each player, right? How many build 3 passes is one player going to do, and how interesting is that for the casters to talk over? And then how many if both players build 3 pass 4 turns in a row, what are the casters gonna? And he's built another foundation, and he checked a 3 on this one, but it was a 2 diff, so it certainly passed. Like that's nothing. That's
for sure.
That's yapping for yapping's sake. And so like, how interesting can we make this matchup? When I take and I put on, I'm just looking here. Hawks has been out of the meta and now back in. Let's see Hawks with this mutant machine. Let's see it go up against Ryu. Okay.
Sure,
Ryu is doing really well. Ryu's 4-0 in this tournament right now versus Hawks. We've got a meta-relevant character that is coming back out. We've got Tim Keefe on Ryu, who is 4-0 currently. Can his classic fundamentals beat the newfangled mutant machine? Now my casters have a story. It's all about letting the casters set up and lob their own home runs. That's the whole goal.
Did you say Tim Keefe?
I did say Tim Keefe. He was on Ryu.
Oh, no, he didn't. He said
he didn't. No, he didn't. He said something else.
Tim Keefe.
Yeah.
No, I
anyway.
said Tim Keefe. He's one of the best prolific players in the
Tim
world.
Keefe.
No.
Tim Keefe.
No.
Tim Keefe. Yeah,
Tim
that guy's dope.
Yeah, dude. Tim Keefe is actually one of my favorite people like to play and talk to. Now that I've gotten to do it like twice. No, I actually do really like Tim Keefe. You know, he's kind of my favorite player.
You said it twice now, and it's making it like
it's making it worse. He is going to put in a restraining order. You're lucky he doesn't listen.
Yeah, you're lucky he's got better things to do than listen to our podcast.
Thank God, because I don't want him to think of me as that guy who is friends with the guy he does not want to be around.
No, as a good meme for the podcast. I love playing it super up, but I do have mad props for Tim Keefe because when I did play him in Denver, and I mentioned this when we played in that podcast, but not only did we have a good back and forth with like while we were playing and stuff, and I feel like. Have you ever been like you're playing and your opponent seems like they're like, hey man, hurry up, but like they're kind of rude about it? Yeah. So I got one of those from Tim Keefe, except for I don't think he can be rude. He was just like, he's like, hey man, we've only got so time left, and let's try to like we can think, but we can play like that's not what he said, but like in the nicest way possible, he's like, hey, can you hurry the fuck up, bro? And I was like, damn, bro, he can be nice while telling me to hurry up, bro. That's crazy. But then he also gave me like some pointers about my deck and stuff after the game. And it was genuinely one of those moments where I'm like, I am getting like actual good knowledge from somebody who's been around in the community for a long time. And he didn't just go and walk off after we were done. Like, I really appreciate that type of stuff.
You know what? We're being too nice to Tim. He's a scumbag, actually.
He should be the alternate art of Scumbug, right?
Yeah,
obviously.
He's got no right doing as well with the decks that are as wonky as he makes.
No, we're not going to talk about Tim Keefe like this. I won't stand for it. So anyway, next,
he's simping.
You better sit down then.
Yeah, I'm simping.
Oh my goodness. Anyway,
you can call me the White Knight, baby. I'm here to save Tim Keefe.
Oh boy. So I think we did. It's been a really long time. I think we did this back in, I want to say KC. Have you guys thought about doing like multiple stream tables at once? So that way, if one match does end super quickly, you can cut to another one. Or is that just too much resources?
So, it depends on the setup. Let's jump behind the curtain again. Atlanta was weird.
Mhm.
Atlanta, we had a new person on production, Mohawk Mike. Love Mohawk Mike. He used to work at UVS. Used to work at Jasco Games, previous UVS Games.
Okay.
Now currently works for he does like Pokemon productions and such. And it was a kind of a last minute ordeal. And he also has been running an event for like the past 2 months straight every weekend. And we just happened to catch him on a good weekend. Brian, the person we normally do it, had a previous engagement. And so Mike just didn't have the setup to make that happen, to like make the game, to do the dual thing, or else I asked for it. I was like, hey, let's have 2 games going, so that we can have the footage. If game 1 gets over, we can play back game 2 at 1.5 speed and let it rock. And even in St. Louis for the finals, when we had both people going, when one match got over, we instantly live swapped to the other camera, and Brian was just able to do that because Brian, I asked for an impossible task, and he met the challenge, and it was like, oh, I can make this happen with the equipment that I have, which was dope. Big, huge shout outs to him.
Yeah,
and so the answer is the answer is. He's got an I in his name, so watch yourself.
I mean, he spelled it wrong, but we can't all be perfect.
So on that, have you guys ever thought of like doing like pre-recorded segments where you talk to somebody just like at the venue or something that you can throw up on like something that can be vetted, because obviously you don't want to live talk to somebody random at the event. We kind of talked about before the stream how people kind of got in trouble for things said on stream one time or two. Maybe something that you guys could, a simple question like, hey, what's one of your favorite characters to play right now, or like, hey, who do you think beats this person in a fight? Just like easy stageable questions you could get where you could talk to like a handful of people or get like you could either fish for like a one line answer or it really easy for an expanded answer that you could easily cut and play when you have dead time.
So I have thought of this. The issue is implementation, and Brian is a one man, or the production's one man. I am a one man team, and so the first 30 minutes of my round is like a dead sprint, and then the rest of the time I'm quote unquote off. But that quote unquote off is me like double checking graphics and looking at the bracket to see like who could the next match be and like setting up to like save the TO as much time as possible. Because one of the big things about production is our goal is to not slow down the main tournament at all. We want to be a fly on the wall the best that we can. And so the answer is yes. In fact, I had this plan for Atlanta, but we had a couple of fires happen at the event. I wanted an entire static spot. I like brought a camera and like some microphones, and like I wanted a spot that like when people came over, I was gonna ask them, out of the 8 Guilty Gear characters, who's your favorite? And then like record some potential UVS Games official shorts content for them and be like, hey, this is a thing that I can do. You're paying me to be here. I'm trying to fill my time. The answer is I just didn't ever have time. I think I had literally 10 rounds in between, or 10 minutes in between every round because of having to herd everybody and keep things going or whatever. Something I probably could do on day 2, but that is not quite what you're asking for. I have asked and offered UVS Games for this recorded content over and over and over again. Box openings, how to plays, whatever. And either they're not interested or it's not going up the chain of command correctly or whatever. It was it was pulling teeth to get the job that I currently have to make the live stream better. I gotta lay low for a bit before I go, hey, how do I get ads and commercials and and B-roll content in here? So give me next year, right? Like, let me get past the next 2 regionals and maybe worlds, maybe the first regional of the next year. We can look at having, I don't know, ads about the new products that are coming out.
Yeah,
what a concept.
Because I think we could lend you Steph, and she could be a great reporter that asks a single question and just back to you, Tam.
Genuinely, that sounds great. Honestly, I mean, that sounds awesome. My issue is, and this is a hill that I will die on, Steph, if you come and you work for the broadcast, you will be paid some amount of compensation.
Mm-hmm.
I demand it. Mm-hmm. Whether that's out of my pocket or not, that is what's going to happen. And currently, I don't have the budget. I don't have the budget.
Right. Unfortunate. I get it.
Yeah.
Well, this is why you pay her. You pay her an exposure, damn. Come on.
That is
we're content creators.
That is not a thing. That's not a thing.
Not a real thing, but
I also accept Pokemon cards. Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Not Universus cards.
I will pay you Pokemon cards for working the official Universus broadcast.
Perfect.
You should have said Riftbound cards because those are things going to be worth.
Oh my god!
That is going to be liquid gold.
Oh yeah.
It's possible a UVS Games employee could get it for you.
Oh, okay. I will also take Riftbound cards. I'll just throw that out there.
Pokemon or Riftbound. Pay us. We'll be there.
Well, but yeah, I see kind of the holdup. It does read kind of weird to me that you wouldn't want, your ads, specifically UVS, their ads filling their streams and their dead space, because one, it gives people things to look forward to if you're like flashing the new product or some of the most recent products, or a funny short that takes 10 minutes to film and edit. Of just somebody doing something fun and interactive with a UVS thing that you go, that was neat. Because as somebody who watches, let's keep it in the Riftbound theme park. I watch Worlds every year for League of Legends. And, they have commercials and ad space and stuff, as well as countdown timers to the next round, stuff like that. But that takes a lot more setup and shift through. So I really think it's odd that there's not especially since I mean they're not paying anybody for outsourced content. It just should be stuff that they can just throw on stream.
I mean I agree, right? And here's the crux of it, right? I just did a quick Google search, and my Google AI overview, which has never been wrong ever.
True.
I typed in how many people work on the League of Legends World Championship production. That was my question. And it said over 1,500 people work on the production. And currently we've got 5 people in the room. And so,
It's close.
It's really close.
Honestly,
if we
there's
just
5
worked
people here.
a
That makes
little
sense.
harder, if we just like worked a little harder, I think that we could like match it and maybe do the same thing. But the real answer is there's a lot of red tape to get production things. I got, oh man, UVS Games employees, please don't be mad at me. I got in trouble for making a separate pie chart graphic.
What?
Yeah,
Why?
I will because it's not the official graphic
Do you mean
because
the Toronto one? When it was like
no.
Okay.
I can actually just drop it in the link. I don't care about leak. It's fine.
Whoa, and we've got
the-
leaks in the chat.
The pie chart graphic that is like the character breakdown, the thing. I made a graphic that was bigger. This is the Atlanta regional breakdown. Let me grab this. And I got told I'm not allowed to use it because of the background, and also, and here's how like legalese they have to be. You're not allowed to modify card art. So when I take and I show you guys
Oh,
this
wow.
graphic, so this graphic is the breakdown from Atlanta. Because they are zoomed in of the cards and not the actual cards, I have modified the card art. I'm not allowed to use it.
Well,
I get it.
they do that for their pie charts. So are they just saying that like you can't modify
have-
it unless you're on the design team, kind of?
They have changed how they do the pie chart. It is now the full card and a number.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not a pie chart anymore.
They
It
have
hasn't been
Oh
a
my
pie chart
gosh.
for a
It's
while.
not a pie chart. And because
Wow,
it's
that's
the full,
crazy.
because it's the full card, you lose a ton of space because nobody cares what Godzilla does. They just want his big dumb face.
Right.
And
Damn.
Big, beautiful, dumb face.
it's big, beautiful, sexy, dumb face.
Yeah, exactly.
And so like these are the things that like I have to be like, hey, I have a cool design idea. Here's this thing, and they go, no, you don't get to do that. And I went, well, I spent 5 hours on this to making all my boxes the correct size. I guess.
And they said, "Don't
I
care,
guess I'll
didn't
just
ask."
leak it on a podcast a month later instead.
Easy.
Exactly. Andrew, put this up here. Also, maybe cut this whole part.
No,
You can
no.
leave it. You can leave it. It's fine.
No,
It's fine.
we're totally leaving it. Then
Well, that's
if
like-
a UVS Games employee comes at me, I'll be like, "Whoops, my B."
Didn't
that's like
didn't realize they were going to show that.
That's like the big
Plausible
drawback of
deniability.
like working with Universus, right? Instead of kind of being like
mean, yeah.
doing your
Being
own thing,
official.
is like you got to play by their rules and you got to be boxed in by like all their tape and all their boxes, and you got to like
Yeah.
fit in there just so. So I feel like it's almost like clipping your wings a little bit. It must feel like.
Sure.
It is clipping the wings, but like without them, the production just doesn't happen at all.
Yeah.
Nor like they are fitting their foot in the bill, right?
For
I'm
sure.
getting paid for this thing, and so like if
Mhm.
they are paying me for this work, then I should do it to the standard that they want.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it feels like I want to do the best job that I can, not just a baseline job. And in order for me to do that, I am an artist. I am a creative. I am a creator. Let me create, and then when I do create, it's like, we can't use that. It's like, well,
Mhm.
that sucks. That is that's not. That's
It sucks that I spent the time
unfortunate.
on this thing that could have been cool.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's move on.
Yeah.
You know what? There's another fire that I've got to put out. I don't have time to sit here and mope about the fact that the background is purple and not gray.
Mhm.
Sure.
I just have to move on.
Yeah.
You know.
Fair.
sure.
That's fair. That kind of answers my next question. I was gonna
Did
say
it?
what? Yeah, kind of. So I was gonna say, like, what is one of your biggest challenges in bringing a lot of these stuff that you have to the forefront, and some of the improvements you've made? Has there let me ask this in a way that's not just directly answered by what you just said.
Sure.
Was there any push or pull given? Like you're like, hey, I have this idea, and 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 that worked out. That sticks out in your mind.
Push or pull that worked out. So I am a massive. Here's the way that I see each round as a production. My ultimate goal with the way that I am producing the tournament is I want each round to be a YouTube video. If I do, I'm gonna make myself a mental note. Thank you. This is a great podcast. It just gave me about 12 hours of
We're-
work to do. I
We're
appreciate it.
so
Perfect.
glad that we could
Yeah.
help.
Thanks.
I
that's
look
very
forward
kind.
to the YouTube content I'll consume later.
So each video is supposed to be, or each round is supposed to be a YouTube video.
Sure, makes sense.
And so when I take and I look at each round, I do my best to set up and pre-frame it with this video in mind. And so let's take you through a round. The round is the casters come on. Hello, welcome to round X. Got an exciting one for you. Our two characters are blank. Our two players are blank. Let's look at their deck. Here is A player X deck, and then here's B player Y deck. And we talk about some specific interactions inside the deck to set you up for success, right? I'm playing, it's Godzilla versus Devil Jin. They're the two most popular characters. You're
Sure.
going to look for big city rampage turns, and then follow up with these big, meaty 5 difficulty moves that he's going to pass with low progressive. And so when you see city rampage, we're going to pop off, and we want you to pop off with us. And then Devil
Mhm.
Jin is doing the same idea, but his disruption is really coming in the form of things like Goblin Bolt to cancel high impact moves that Godzilla is playing, but has a massive advantage right now because of equipment heist and one of the best characters to do it. And so whenever you see his blue card, we can get excited about that as well. Now let's jump into the game. And so all of that like is the start of a YouTube video. Hey, here's the two decks and the players that are going. Let's play the game. From there, we play the game and we hopefully set ourselves up for the success. And then we take and at the end, there is a top X player breakdown from the last round. So this is round 2. Here are the top for Atlanta. We had 30 players from round 1. And so when the hardest part of my production job is I have to go in and re-input that data 30 times. And so I have to touch each one of those stats, renames, names, teams, character, symbol, and then record. I have to do that 30 times for each player, so that at the end of the video we can go, hey, from last round we saw these players and here's where they were. Here's how the rest of the field is doing. There's that celebration of here's your top 30. So that as you get to the later rounds, it then goes, hey, here's your running. It's now round 7 of 8. Here's your running for top 30. If these two players make it, they'll be playing in our next round. And if they make it again, here's your top. Here's who's on the bubble and blah blah blah. And like it sets up and it tees up the next round to be played. And then you move to the next one. Hey, there's a YouTube video. There's the idea. And again, like the only real pushback that I ever had was just graphics, because I'm making all the graphics and they're nervous about the legal team of like, hey, again, you can't change the card art. You can't, the background has to be correct. You can't put XYZ thing. But for the most part, they kind of just let me kind of get away with some stuff, which is pretty dope. And truthfully, I do get pushback on some things, but normally, if it's not like a hard no, like this breakdown that we've now leaked on stream, if it's not a hard no, sure. If it's not a hard no, they normally let me play ball, because like they're like this, they know that it is better, but they're just trying to cover their own skin, which I totally get. Again, they're doing a job, I'm doing a job. It's our collective jobs to both bring the best presentation possible and butt heads, because I'm going to be doing everything that I can to make the stream the best that it can be, even if that means quote unquote cutting corners, because I don't know where the line is a lot of the time. I don't know what I am in it and I'm not allowed to do when I make a thing. And so they understand the time and the effort and the work that I put into a thing, and so they normally let me do stuff, but there's some hard no's that are like, no, you just can't do that one. And it normally comes whenever they already have a graphic already made. So like I remade the breakdown, and they were like, well, we already have one that we know legally flies, so we're gonna use ours. And I was like, yeah, I guess mine's
Fair.
cooler. Mine's cooler.
Yeah, but is your
Mine shows-
background purple?
Yeah.
Said it right.
And they were like, that purple is so out of vogue. That is last season's original background.
So, you know, purple hasn't been cool since pre-pandemic.
Yeah.
Whoa!
I have a quick question for Tam that was basically a yes or no. In the vein of like things you've done for the official stream, etc. I know in Louisville, you were pushing this like you wanted to give a team narrative. And we provided our logo and we did bad. Spoiler to people from like 6 months ago. And I'm sure you talked about us in great flattering light. Did you get any pushback on that? Or was that kind of just like good to go because it didn't matter as far as like the legal?
So I got my own pushback on it. I didn't like that graphic because I think that it was not very fair to the teams that were not doing well at the event.
So us, just us.
Yeah, that was a very
Just
funny
us.
situation.
Literally,
Very
you guys.
funny.
Just us got it. I
taught me
appreciate
something. It taught me something. It taught me something really important. That people have bad events, people have bad days, and if these graphics take a few minutes to talk about, if you're going to talk about them at all, and the point of them is for the casters to yap, it's to set a narrative, to set a story, and at St. Louis or whatever, we had like 12 teams. That's an hour of talking, and I can't do that in between a round. This is not going to happen. And so some people get moved, some people get pushed, some people get pushed all the way to the very end. What I've done now
Still us.
is now it is your current world's points rather than your current record.
Sure.
And so your world's points coming into the event, which is a static thing that no matter if you go undefeated and you're Swiss champ and you have 5 points, that's a cool narrative that we get to talk about where you entered a single regional, didn't do very well in the last one, and now you're Swiss champ after 8 rounds. Like that's a narrative. So that and if you have 6,000 points and you go 0-8, I'm not belittling you on how you did on your day. And so it was a lesson. I had all of those graphics ready to go for this past event for every team that was there, and had 5 or more players because that was my big cutoff.
5 or more? Dang, we didn't even make the cutoff this time.
You did not. No, I've got a big graphic with a big no symbol on top of you.
That makes sense. That tracks.
Should they keep playing the game? No.
Well, now hold on.
No, with the big no symbol on it. He already said he made this.
He made it.
But
Sorry, Tim, continue.
I just strictly ran out of time. And truthfully, I don't know if these team spotlights are going to come back outside of like Worlds, probably, because I think I can make it happen for Worlds.
Sure.
And like talk about the people that have like already who were in
Already done it.
May Day 2 doing it, because to get the graphics for these team brackets, because of how late we do registration for the game, it's not like a, hey, you got to get your deck in 12 hours earlier so that I have 12 hours to work. I have to be doing this during the first 3 rounds, which is part of that like wildfire that I was talking about in Atlanta that like didn't let me do other things that were more active and flowing. Not only did I have my 30 minutes of that active work of like rearranging the top 30, I had to do all the teams graphics, and there were 6 or 7 of them. And Let's Talk UVS brought, I think, 14 players. And so I had to go look up 14 players and their world's records and their character and the symbol. And it was just like, and I'm trying to get it all out before round 2 so that there's a chance to even put these on stream to do it. It just isn't making sense to do it for the official broadcast. If people like it and people want it, I guess I don't mind doing them after the event is over and done, where I'm not on a time crunch of you've got 30 minutes to get this entire graphics package done, or else the stream doesn't run without you. And like for the team's own social medias, like I have no problem doing that, but I think for the broadcast, I think I have to cut it, at least for most regionals now, unless I can just get faster at doing things. But I think it's a cool graphic. I think like having these snapshots of like the idea of this is what this team thought was good enough or fun enough to run at the tournament is a cool thing for the casters to talk about, right? Like looking at,
but not if they only have 4 players there.
Not if they only have 4 players, and that's because and truth of the matter is I wanted legitimacy of the teams, because you're allowed to just put in whatever words you want all willy-nilly.
Sure.
Like the amount of teams that will increase whenever it's 4 yahoos that are locals that just
That's
put
us. Continue.
put 4 yahoos that are locals that like put our team name is Platypus Pile. Okay, well, what is that? We all like platypuses or whatever. Like, okay, well, that's
It's platypi,
fine, but well, it's a proper noun because it's a team. It's okay. All right, like, calm down.
Damn it, Brian!
You're scaring the guests again.
Can't help it, man.
My point is the less strict I am about the number of teams, even if there are prolific teams that are there, right? Like for Atlanta, MGLA didn't have 5 people. They weren't getting a graphic.
They didn't. You're right. Yeah,
They did.
I didn't
They
even
did.
think about
And
that.
and I was like, either register a 5th person, or I'm not putting. There's 0 chance you're going up. I'm not going to make an exception. It's just not going to happen. And so like this narrative is cool. This narrative is exciting. But I think it can easily be abused because of how people could have the entire B movie script as their team name. What am I
Yes, they
supposed to
should.
do about that? What am I supposed to
All
do?
right. That's fair. So obviously the big takeaway here, all of our people who are watching, is that we are as important as MGLA,
That's what I
because
heard.
we also didn't make it. Just saying.
Okay. No. Hold on. So, just a heads up. Whether their narrative looks bad or whatever, we love having our name out. Even when it was like responsive play, absolutely dogging this event, dude.
They suck.
So
That was so funny. I was
It was
watching.
so good.
I was watching the stream back later, and I think you were on stream when they did. They're like, "All right, let's check out Response on Play," and it was like, "Man, they sure make great content. Go check them out." And then just kind of, it looks like they're having a bit of a rough day. It was so funny. I loved it.
Like, man, every single one of these players suck, but they busted out today. They all bought bad decks. They played them all terribly.
What? Hey, I just want to say
anyways.
I didn't bring a bad deck. I'm a bad player. It's different.
Yeah.
6 of one, half a dozen of the other. But so again, I think that you guys easily could be the outlier in that narrative, and I look at some players that that could get embarrassed about having their record shown at the end of the day, and they went 0-6 drop, right? Like they just hey, Lady Luck wasn't on their side at all. They played their heart out, and they just got rolled a bunch of times, and like that is now cemented in history on screen of just like, hey, do you remember that one time you had a bad tournament? I get to go watch it on the YouTube VOD. And so,
Yeah, for sure.
the point is
It's fair. I
elevation
totally get
rather
it.
than purely just like showing off or showcasing whatever is happening. You know,
Sure.
Well,
Just personal from us to you. You're always welcome to
the dog on us.
to talk on us. If we're at an event and you're just like, man, they're still doing bad.
Why do they keep showing up to these? And that's okay. You can say that, like on
Well,
any broadcast. you're on.
he can spin it. He's like, see, people who do bad, they can still show up. They've been at every event this season.
well, we could do it. We could share that same graphic with your points. You know,
Yeah, for
Of
sure.
just
For
like,
sure.
Man, they've been at every event and they're at a crisp 32 points. That is so sick.
Yeah, that was me for a little bit, and that felt real bad.
That's dope.
Honestly,
man.
I say this is. I mean, like, I don't really care because like dogging on me is funny. The 32 points kind of feels worse than yeah, they did bad at this tournament, because then the 32 points tells everybody in the world I was bad all year. No, that being said, like I totally understand the idea. Like I didn't qualify until late. I'm not gonna lie to anybody here. I didn't qualify until this weekend to get to day
Oh,
one.
yeah?
Yeah,
Why is that?
I went to
just
this
like
local.
bad breaks at regionals, or just like not going to LCs? What happened?
Kind of like you said earlier, 6 of one, half dozen of another.
Sure.
I didn't have as many LCs as I kind of thought I would, and also just like there was multiple regionals where I brought a deck that wasn't probably good enough, and I haven't really focused on the game the way I did the year prior, or even like the year before that. To glaze our guest here, when I started the game, Tam, you obviously, were like the only content creator I could find that had like deck profiles of like how you should build decks, and I watched them. I was like, okay, so that someone's saying this is how you should build them. I built effectively what I could off this little bit of stuff I owned. Went to a locals where I met Andrew, who's on our podcast, um, and lost, but it was really close. And then I came back next week and I beat him because I understood the game a little bit better. And then I was like, oh, I think I get this. I think I understood why Tam showed me this deck and said it was good.
The light bulb. There it is.
Yeah.
It is right there. That's what a great feeling. Thanks, man. That's a really that's a nice story that genuinely makes my day. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. That was my whole goal during this hours. I'm like, at some point, I'm going to talk about how you basically convinced me to play this game more.
Now, I do need to have more praise than Tim Keefe at some point on this episode. So if I could have
Okay, well,
two more
okay,
people
so-
talk about how nice
Hold
it
on,
is.
hold on. I can do this. I got you.
Oh, here he
Tam,
goes.
Hold on, Tam. I got you. Hey, Steph, real quick, did you just say something about Tam?
I like watching Tam stream.
Did you say Tam? Tam Cardwell? Dude! That's like one of my favorite viewers in the whole world!
Okay,
Yeah.
for real though, like at the beginning when James was like just getting me into this game, we did watch your streams, and I was like, "Is Cardwell his real name?" And James was like, "I think so." And I was like, "How the fuck is his name Cardwell?" And he plays card games. Like it was meant to be. This guy was born to play card games. Like
I was bred for this.
yeah, literally,
Yeah.
a long line of Cardwells playing card games.
16 generations had children so that he could play Universus.
Yeah, my parents wish it was poker so I'd actually make real money, but I was like, nah. You know what? It won't even be Magic, actually. I think I'm going to pick
It won't even be a big money card game.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah,
That's so funny.
20K every tournament, and
Yeah.
we get Mondo Gecko. Which
Mo-
is,
Hey, I think Mono Gecko is cool.
holy, what a gold gecko? You're out of your mind.
Say less.
Say less. No, please actually
$50,
stop.
Maybe. I'm in.
If you can sell it,
Oh
yeah.
my goodness.
But yeah, like they're being sarcastic, but like you were the content creator that I found when I was trying to consider how to play the game that was like, here's how you play it. And I remember that first year, I don't know that I missed a thing. Like, I mean, I'm sure I missed stuff, but like I watched so much of your content just going, I need to know more. If I'm gonna be better, I have to absorb stuff.
Oh, same.
And then like honestly, my downfall now is I feel like I know enough and I just haven't been doing the work.
I was not being sarcastic. I was being completely genuine. I definitely watched Tam streams. I also watched Sam streams when he was like streaming. I think it was like Nationals or something. He was streaming something, and I think James was in there. Somebody was in there, and I
Vile
said,
sneezing.
"Vile sneezing," and he like recognized it and he said it on stream, and I was like, "I love Sam Tate." I was like,
That was James because I remember watching that game.
Yeah, I don't remember what event that was. I think it was.
I
It was a
don't
random
know.
Wednesday. It was a webcam.
Was
thing.
it just like it was a
Yeah.
webcam Wednesday?
It was
Yeah.
just some webcam Wednesday thing, kind of.
Yeah, I remember
style
going
thing.
back and forth between like his stream and Tam's stream, and then James was on his stream, and then I was like, I said like vile sneezing because he said vile sneezing, and he repeated it, and I was like, he acknowledged me.
The streamer man said my name.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you were a big part in like me getting into the game as well, because obviously Brian showed me the game, and I was like, okay, well now I have to learn how to play it. And yeah, I mean, it was just like watching the different, like, biggest thing for me was watching like your matches that you would post, and I'd be like, how
Mhm.
does Tam play the games? That way I can learn how he thinks about playing cards and stuff like that. And it was pretty big. And then of course, you know, I'd tune into to the stream and stuff. So yeah, big ups for getting us into the game for sure.
Is
I
that
greatly
is it enough
appreciate it.
glazing?
Counter
Need,
glaze
need a little
time.
more.
Oh,
Oh,
God,
I'm
I'm
ready.
ready.
I'm
Hold
ready.
on.
Hey, it's
Hold
the
on,
best. I'm in.
I'm sitting
Hold
up.
Hold on. I've got something. Okay,
All right,
so
before you counter glaze us,
My counter glaze has been interrupted.
yeah, interrupt. Split second.
Got a response.
I did want to say, Tam, you did not get me into the game, unfortunately. I actually I was at a Dragon Ball Super regional, and I ended
Oh.
up getting it's a very big regional also, and I ended up getting some demo decks, and they just gave me a bunch of them, and so I was like, oh, my hero, this looks interesting. It was like when they first started doing them before the pandemic, and so I took them home and I forced my brother to like learn how to play with me, as I do most games. And then we ordered stuff online. But I will say, you were one of the first content creators that I watched more than like a video of. So
Oh yeah, I'll take it.
I do recall watching several. I mean, I pop in and out of your streams all the time nowadays. When you're talking about certain stuff, having somebody that the way you lay out a lot of your stuff on stream or in some of your breakdowns really does help digest for people that don't exactly understand the game, which is very useful. And it did actually help me learn how to play quite a bit better. Like in the long run, especially when I got back into playing after I'd quit. So I will say that unfortunately I don't have the same attachment as you didn't get me into the game, but you did actually help me understand the game a good amount, and I really think it goes to show like your impact on the community overall and how good your content is and important it is in the space. Like you have out of our whole group here, I'd say we've probably all talked about your content in one way, shape, or form. And usually for something of a learning aspect.
Word.
So this is me officially announcing my retirement.
Fair.
No.
We're out of it. Sorry. I appreciate it, guys. It's very, very kind. That was supposed to be a gag, and now I feel mushy. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Perfect.
Well,
and we got him. Let's go.
all right, cool. Wrap it up.
Counter glaze. I hear so many times of the factor idea of like I can't do this thing because Tam is doing it, and the fact that you guys have circumvented that and just do your own thing is like so inspirational, and like you guys just get it as creators. The only way that somebody will beat me in this space is if they just make better stuff than me. And the truth of the matter is that you guys make better stuff than me. Your shorts games is incredible. Your podcast is great. Your travel vlog is awesome. These are all avenues that I don't make things in, and I am positive that if you guys started doing even like game night-esque monthly long form videos, right? Like you guys did a boss battle. Am I crazy? You guys
Yeah, we did with Universus.
Yeah, like doing and making things even in my lane, because you guys are willing to press the button. You are going to go far, and I think you guys genuinely have the biggest chance to be the biggest creator in our space. I only have the buff and the boom that I have because I was making content for UFS. Which brings us all the way back. For the end of the show,
retro.
we're going to be talking about retro for the next 20 minutes. We're going to pick characters. We're going to make decks on the podcast right now. Let's do it.
All right, Tam,
Okay,
who are you
so-
picking? Oh, hold on, guess first. Tam, who are you picking?
You're
Who's
right,
your retro
you're
character?
I've had an idea of I want to remake Vega, but I don't think it's going to be very interesting because of the way that I made him originally. So
Fair.
Respect. I love Vega.
I'm pulling up
just as a
UVS Ultra
character.
right now. I got to look at cards that I don't own. One
Okay,
second.
Steph, pick a retro character.
So retro is like anybody who's like cycled out, right?
So retro
Anybody.
also includes current characters, right?
Okay.
Like if you have a character right now, I will give you some sort of recommendation of a cool thing from in the past that we can bring in, hopefully.
I'm
That's a
gonna
big statement on my end.
I'm gonna say, James, correct me. Is it Bakugo 4, the one I took to Vegas?
Yes.
Before? I believe that
Yeah.
was, right? Yeah.
Bakugo 4. That's what I'm picking.
Okay, so there are Baka 4 is actually a pseudo reprint character from a character named Base. That instead of getting the if reduced to fury, it's if reduced to safe. What is safe? Don't ask me. But
Hey, we have it. Spirit Sword Get Longer in the current format has safe
True,
on
it
it.
says safe
You're
on it.
welcome. And if somebody
You're
plays that
right.
card against you, you can play the Karama card that gets rid of safe. These are
Oh.
legal
True.
standard cards. You can play them.
Useful.
What do they do in standard? Doesn't matter. Irrelevant.
that's true. When you're right, you're right. Man, there's a ton of cool stuff. Kikosho is neat.
Yeah.
Spinning pile driver on void. That one was really really big. 0 mid for 4 throws, first enhance, flip a foundation in your rival stage. That was big.
Okay, sounds good.
I'm looking. There's just a lot of. I don't think there's that many. So the issue is that the Fury keyword came out kind of late in the cycle
Yeah.
of things. Oh, Scratch Glissando. Read that card. That card's crazy.
Scratch? Scratch?
It's a 4/3
Andrew
4
put that up.
4.
I found it.
Combos of the weapon, and so it's a reversal. So you block reversal.
Oh, I love
And then
reversals.
Nice.
Edit one of your opponent's momentum to their card pool face down. Period. And then so it stuffs their card pool. And then
Mhm.
E combo, I destroy a foundation, your rival adds one of their foundations to their momentum. So you can I destroy one for them to stuff one, and then you take that thing that you stuffed and throw in their card pool. And then you just like make it big with all your Bakugo stuff, right? And then
That's fun.
Makes sense.
and then you get to, because you block reversaled, you could just clear your reversal on your turn.
That's fun. You're making me want to play retro. How do you do this? How did you do it?
He just good.
Retro
Done it.
is super super cool. It's really neat. But just understand that whatever cool thing that you have found, they have found something that is way more degenerate, and you just got to be
Yeah.
like, "Whoa,
Yeah.
hey, you did the thing."
That's fair.
That's neat.
Cool. Anyway, I didn't even play the game this time.
Yeah.
All right, James, character for retro, go.
Alice won from Horizon.
Is this because we bought you a mat of this?
It is
You
because I
can't-
have the mat.
Nope, you
Okay.
can't say Red Horizon
Alice-
characters. That's out of the.
Alice
That's against the
won?
rules.
Yeah.
This character actually did really well back in its day, but it was before my time. Name a non-character card. Come here.
He's God
I
damn it,
have
James,
no
you're
idea what to
making
do with
him
Alice
read.
one, man.
You're like,
No
make him
idea.
read.
Look, I just like naming cards and make people lose life for it. Like, it just sounds cool. It's just like,
It
It does sound funny.
I'll name Airy
Um,
Smile. Don't play that card.
I guess so. Like, if you can figure out how to do it on the death symbol, you have things like Quemma's test to go look at their deck.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I bet there's also some way to potentially like look at their hand under the air symbol. I would imagine. There's a
There's some Botan cards. I
there's
think.
a
Botan doesn't have error.
Oh, I was thinking Death. My
There's
bad.
the. Isn't there like the
Botan doesn't
deadlock? It's got
Botan is
Mirio
dead.
on it, and it's like look at their hand, the zone or something like that.
yeah. That was
Yeah.
neat.
I think so. That sounds right.
Man, you picked a very tough one.
That's because James is difficult.
Play this card. That was dope. That was sick.
Welcome to how I introduced my first student, James, to the game. And he's like, I want to do this. I'm like, I don't know. I got to learn a bunch more about this game now to tell you why that's good or bad. Oh, I don't get a character. Jake? you
I
just
was
gonna enter me?
I was just about to go. Brian, tell me your character, but
I'm already here, man. You don't have to do this. I'm paying attention. I'm going to pick an older character, but probably one that you might actually be able to pick something for. Mitsurugi, because he's cool.
Oh, Mitsurugi 1 or Mitsurugi 2?
This is Mitsurugi. Let me pull up the image. Looks like Mitsurugi 1.
You should pick 2.
Fair.
Two
But I'm
is
looking at 1.
Crazy. 2's crazy. 2 makes me mad Okay, so Mitsurugi 1, it's got cool discard ideas, and so like all of the like current there's so much discard in our current day. If this damage at least double as printed changes on a low and your opponent discards a card, is sick. There's also under the, I guess all the fire stuff is when it's discarded rather than when it. If we had the death symbol, all the Bing Bong cards would have been dope.
Yeah,
the check
right.
of
Would've been
5.
messed up.
Your weapon attack gains stun
Okay,
1.
well,
I think there's like cool fire weapon stuff that you can do.
okay, well, sell me on Mitsurugi too.
Okay, Mitsurugi 2, just is like Kirishima 1 shaped. After you play a combo, just build the top 2 cards of your deck and you're staging your face down, playable while committed, and it's once per turn, which means you also get to do it on your rival's turn when you reversal them. So that same idea, that scratch glissando we talked about earlier. So like on my turn, I like play a move, build 2, and then I block reversal. I activate my combo, build 2 more. So I've got this 5-hander that builds like an 8 or 9-hander. And
you
then
sold me. He's a 5-hander. Got it.
discard a card. Your attack gets 3 damage, gain stun 1. You may add a card from your staging area to your hand. Your staging area is a bunch of face down cards, which includes attacks now. So
That's
got
disgusting.
limited
Holy
cards to then pick up pieces. Go look at the card Air Ground Smash.
All right, I'm on characters. Let me get out of the characters search. Air Ground Smash.
Air Ground Smash is 2 words for Air Ground. It is a 6/3. It's a 6 high for 6. It's a water enhanced. Draw X cards. X equals 8 minus your printed hand size. So for Mitsurugi, he's a 5-hander. You draw 3. If you drew 3 or more cards, convenient, you may ready 1 foundation. So this 6 diff becomes a 5 diff. That is a 6 high for 6 that gets 3 damage and stun 1. Now go look up Getaway Fire. It's a 5/2 4 mid for 5. Combos with a tech. Hey, you'll never guess. The other
1
one was
word.
a tech. Combo enhance. Add 1 tech attack from your card pool to your hand. Remove this attack from the game after it resolves. So I play Air Ground Smash. I draw 3, re-ready 1. I play Getaway Fire. Activate the combo. Build 2. Add Air Ground Smash back to my hand. Getaway Fire will remove itself from the game. I've drawn 3 cards. I'll play Air Ground Smash. I'll draw 3 more. I probably drew another Getaway Fire. So I'll play Getaway Fire.
Hope so.
I'll add Air Ground Smash back to my hand. Getaway Fire will remove. I'll play Air Ground Smash. I'll draw 3 more cards. I will.
Oh my goodness.
This is,
Retro's
You
degenerate.
convinced me. The only downside is I'm not Faye to get the stun too. Like
That's
I'm in.
okay. You played a 6 damage move, a 5 damage move, a 6 damage move, a 5 damage move, a 6 damage move, a 5 damage move. That's all printed. You can also give them +3 and stun 1 if you want to, utilize the cards that you have drawn from your hand.
I'm kind of in. I might be sold.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Every
That is
water
wild.
5 hand size character gets to do this, but Mitsurugi just has the bonus of like building 2 when he does it.
Which is good. I'm in.
Oh, yeah.
I've been convinced. Mitsurugi is not my favorite Soul Calibur character, but is one of my favorite people's favorite Soul Calibur character. And I'm like, he seems cool. I'm in.
Oh yeah. I'll dig it.
I guess that just leaves me then.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. Anyway,
I'm in. No, hit me. Give me your character.
Okay. So I've said this before. Anytime I've talked about wanting to play retro,
Mhm.
it is technically my first character that I ever played in Universus.
Yeah.
A 2-player starter deck Spike.
Spike 1.
Oh.
Where's that Spike 2?
I think that Spike 1 has big Rodan or Eraserhead energy, where if I think Spike was played by
One of the best people
like
to
a
do it.
chess robot, I don't think that we would ever beat it. The real answer for Spike that the thing that I would be doing with Spike right now is go look at his 6 diff Vengeance of the Fallen Angel.
Revenge of the Fallen Angel, yeah, from the starter deck.
Yeah, Spike first enhance. This deck is unblockable. Players cannot play enhances or attacks for the rest of this turn. Remove this card from the game after it resolves. So it's a 4 mid for 6 that you just like make unblockable. And the unblockable keyword, like you can't stop it at all with anything. And there are so many after this card is unblocked or when you play this, give it damage or whatever, that like your deck is like 4 vengeances and defense. and then you're just like, I'll play Vengeance at response speed. I'm gonna give it 12 damage. Okay, here's a 18 unblockable. Those pieces didn't go away. So now I'll just like hold 6 cards and wait and like play defense. I'll draw another Vengeance, play it. Here's another 16. Like it was kind of like Midoriya before Midoriya, but like you get the death, life, and water symbol to like go even crazier on like on your stuff. Like having the death symbol is like crazy for this guy. It's very Midoriya shaped of what this character's allowed to do. The other thing that you can do with this guy, if you don't want to do that, is there was some crazy things that you could do. Look up the card Cross Punch.
Oh, I know about Cross Punch. Don't you worry your silly little head, Tam. I love Cross Punch.
I want to say that there was some shenanigans that you could do with like pseudo looping Cross Punch over and over again, and just like hit them with some slight burn, and just being like, this thing is too fast to really mess with.
And then you end it with bang.
Yeah.
So like that was some of the stuff that I was doing when I like first started playing the game. And when we didn't get a reprint, because I was pretty sure that we were getting Cross Punch back and Bang back, dude. I was like, I was on high. You can ask anybody that was like hanging out in our group when that starter deck got announced. I was like, oh, we're getting cards back. I was like Cross Punch.
I just want to say, Tam, before you interrupt, because you didn't have to live through this era of Jake. Every time he was like, this card was crazy and it should be reprinted, and I looked at it, I was like, there's no way they're reprinting this card.
I think this card would actually be okay reprinted, genuinely.
I think this would have been fine. But at the time, I was like, there's no way.
It just depends on what Spike did, right? Like Spike giving +2 speed is actually difficult. So like Cross Punch is like tough to facilitate. Spike 1 gets the 2 speed for nothing. It's just for nothing. Foundation. Yeah. My real answer though for Spike 1 is Swimmy Birds and Frog Lashing. You get both. You get 8 copies of this card, which is +1 damage for each of your face downs, and then Frog Lashing gets the ready to. It's not fair. It's broken. That's crazy.
Yeah,
you get 8 copies of Frog Lashing. That's nuts.
The real offender for Jake's thing was Spirit Shotgun. And I was like, there's no way they're printing this card again. That's messed up.
First off, no, I agree that Spirit Shotgun messed up, but I want Spirit Gun back so bad.
Just for Yusuke?
Just for Yusuke.
I think I'm okay with
Yusuke
it.
Stan. I was kind of in.
I've played Yusuke at multiple events. That is one of my favorite characters in anime.
Because he's bad.
Okay. And I would really like. I thought Spirit Gun. Because they reprinted. We now have a new version of it. It's just not standard playable. But I think it's perfectly fine. I think it would give him a little bump to kind of like control the field a little bit more.
I don't disagree with you. I actually think Spirit Gun could easily come back. Because of the errata that it got. I actually think it's weird that both it coming back and not being errata, it being errata and not coming back to standard is weird. I also think that the rando one, whatever that
Rando Spirit Gun?
No.
Or the Foundation?
Yeah,
True Identity being errated and not coming back.
True Identity,
weird. Like just let them come back. Like you fixed it. Like you've but the issue is it has a rando enhance on it. You don't have rando. Which I don't think rando should come back. I think if rando would have been errated or banned if he came back. That guy's nutso.
Yeah, I remember Andrew was a big rando fan, and he would talk about stuff in that kind of like format, and I was like, that sounds unfair. I don't know that I want to be in a game where that happens.
There was a rando deck that I played that like all but drew your whole deck. It played like this really silly 1-check that was a 5 difficulty 1-check action. Says spend a momentum, clear all the cards in your card pool except for this one. Your rival does it as well. We both draw cards equal to the cards in our card pools or something like that. It's called Covert Intent. And Rando just like got a bunch of momentum for free and then cleared a bunch of cards and then just like did it again. And it's like would just like
Sure.
play this over and over and over again. I was an Avi positive. Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm going down a rabbit hole. Sorry. Go ahead.
That's okay.
Yeah.
You're the guest. You're allowed to ramble. My ramblings will get cut out. Jake's will definitely get cut out. Steph has obviously talked way too much, and that's why
I know.
all of her stuff.
It's every time. That's why you never hear me. Is because they always just cut me. They're silencing me. So you know.
All right, Steph. Are you a big combined firepower fan? Here'll be my
No.
last.
I don't understand how
No?
that card works, and I refuse to learn.
Okay, go look
So-
up the card Avipositor Charger for me.
That sounds
I'm gonna look it
terrible.
up right now.
Like by name alone, like what? Ovipositor Charger.
It was a
Mortal Kombat, huh?
Mortal Kombat Devora card.
Okay.
4/2, 2 mid for 4. The bottom enhances what matters here. For the rest of this turn, you may play copies of Avipositor Charger from a discard pile as if they were in your hand. Period.
Oh
Oh,
my goodness.
God! What is this card?
So with Rando, you would play one of these, play 3 more out of your discard pile, then clear your card pool and go, I guess I'll play Avipositor on a 4. And then
Oops! Do it again.
and then do it again, and you would play it on a. And then Rando was giving +1/+1 and +1 to your check if my rivals had desperation. So these Avipositors weren't true 4 diffs. They were like sometimes 0 diffs, and they would clear the pool. And it was allowed to be crazy. But this is a 4/2. It's a 4/2 2 mid for 4. This card would be fine today. This card would be totally fine.
I don't even know this card would be good today.
I that's what I'm saying. Imagine Deadlock Reversal. We Deadlock Reversal. We play it, and we can block with our Avipositors out of the discard pile.
That would be cool,
Holy.
right?
How dare you go to 11 Foundations?
Yeah.
Now, I mean, no one gets to go to 11 Foundations now. Unyielding says we're going back to 4.
I love it. Hey, rapid fire. You guys like Unyielding?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
you like
Everybody
it?
loves unyielding.
No.
I
I think it's fine.
I
It has
kind
its
of wish
place.
we didn't get punished the way we do for it. Like,
4
how dare we
sucks.
want
It
to
should
play
have
somebody?
been 5 or 6.
I think
But
so.
I love
At 5, I
Unyielding
think I
play.
wouldn't even care.
Yes, I like the reset. I like the ability to say, hey, if you're going to wall into 1,000,000 and you don't have an answer for my blitz, I'm going to punish you for it. But I think 4 is just like backbreaking, like, especially because the decks that are playing it, specifically like Hanji, where you're like, I'm going to go to 4, but I can
Just don't
tap.
care.
I can tap my backups. So it's like, not only are they hampering the late game like defensive decks very difficultly, it's just like, also I don't care. I can kill you on my 4 foundations because I'm doing whatever. I'm built to play on 4, and if you're not, that's your fault. And I don't know. 4 is crazy.
Well, this inherently brings to a point of like Hanji is breaking the rules in a specific way that like she says that her backups are foundations,
Mhm.
and that's not okay. And so like we should have looked at, hey, it should probably say all pick 4 cards in your stage and you get to keep them.
Yeah.
4 non-character cards if you want to look at friggin' Rocksteady or whatever for his ability. But I think that would have been fine because it also says things like mimic, like you just like break all your assets and you're like, whoops.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think 4 foundations is crazy. But if it was 5, it'd be cool. I think it was 4 cards, it'd be cool. But the cards that the characters that just get to like run away on 4 foundations is just makes it too oppressive.
I agree.
But also,
Right.
play code edits.
That too.
Play code edits. That card's crazy. That card's so good.
Yeah, that's gonna lead us into our question segment of the podcast, where we take one question from one of our socials, YouTube comment section, and we answer here on the podcast, and we call it Any Responses. The question for today is, what's your most realistic anime of choice that you want to come to Universus? And this question's going to come from Schwa2182. Hopefully I didn't butcher that too bad. Let's start with the guest of honor. Tam, what do you think?
Okay, so I'm not really a anime fan, so I'm gonna. I truthfully haven't watched very much anime.
What?
My
Wow.
my dream anime to get inside of Universus was My Hero Academia, so I've checked that one off.
What was your second dream?
Instead of anime, I am just gonna go animated. My new dream IP is just Invincible. I think Invincible
Okay.
would be
Ooh.
Dude,
absolutely
Invincible will be sick.
perfect for our game. It's so good. Get us some Mortal Kombat-esque rated M for everybody love. And I think Invincible, like there's so much that you could do with superheroes. Obviously we saw how well it was with My Hero, and just like take it and turn it up to 11.
That like hyper aggressive, like bloody. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Steph?
Oh, so most realistic? I don't know how realistic it is, but I really want Inuyasha in the game. I think it would be really cool.
I'm in. That'd be so
It's like
cool.
it's an old school shonen. They name off all their moves.
attacks,
Inuyasha's
yeah.
coming up on its like 25-year anniversary or something like that. So like, let's make it happen. I need a Sesshomaru card. I need a Jokin backup.
I don't need that.
I need these cards. I need it so bad.
Fun fact, it was actually a very popular card game, I believe, in the 2006 era.
Did not know that.
Yep,
But it doesn't exist anymore. So
It had
So was
competitive
Yu Yu
tournaments
Hakusho.
and everything. Nope,
Wow.
stop. Anyway, Brian, you pick one.
Hey, that's me. So I think I'm also going to pick an old anime because I don't know. I guess I just really like old stuff that I grew up
because
with.
you're old, I understand.
Because I am old. I'm an old man who lives in his glory days. I really want Rurouni Kenshin. It would be so cool to play so many of those characters. I love that show. Faults and all. Like, it would be so cool to play a Sanosuke and punch somebody to death.
That would be so good. Dude, imagine a Kenshin Chrome. Oh my god.
Dude, I would play Kenshin in a heartbeat with a Chrome.
No, please, my wallet.
I know.
James.
Yeah, I think this one is actually fairly realistic because it's in Union Arena, so they obviously are giving the IP out to card games. Union Arena took My Hero from us, so maybe we can take one from them. It's just Full Metal Alchemist. I think that one is like perfect for this type of game. I mean, they all are characters with specific abilities and tons of fight scenes and things we can like. I mean, their characters are built around symbols. You got Roy, who is gonna have fire, and like there's like the cold alchemist and all that. So I don't know. I think it's something that could fit in pretty well.
I totally would. Tam, that would be a good first anime if you ever want to like dip your toes in. Like FMA is like
Well,
so
he's
good.
never said he does it. He's never watched anime.
Oh, he just doesn't want to. Oh, that's
He-
fair. Okay.
As
Well,
as an
that's
old
different.
head, I can tell you that like as much as people when we were talking about getting anime into UFS, Cowboy Bebop and Full Metal Alchemist were the two that were like talked about the most.
Because Cowboy Bebop is amazing.
Halfway there.
Yeah,
Cowboy
we are
Bebop
halfway
is-
there.
Cowboy Bebop, one of the greatest anime of all time, and I
will.
hear no arguments.
Yeah, I was saying, and I'll
Yeah.
give the flowers to FMA, even though I'm not the kind of fan that some of my friends here are. I
Mhm.
respect that FMA is pretty good.
Yeah,
FMA is pretty
sure.
good. Cowboy Bebop, though, legendary.
It's the go.
It doesn't overstay its welcome. It's a nice
Yeah.
compact series with good, complex, interesting characters, and God, that music.
Mm-hmm.
So
So-
Jake, you're the only one who hasn't answered.
That's right. I am the only one who hasn't answered. Dude, I've said this, I feel like too much recently.
True.
And I don't know if that makes it unrealistic, but like Demon Slayer is at a super high right now. And it feels like it would be the type of thing that would work really well because, you know, you have a lot of moves that mix between characters that like other characters use. So like them being in not just this person's kit would make sense.
Sure.
Plus, I mean, there's a lot of interesting characters that have different styles, and to see that translated into different cards, I think would be really cool. It just had a massive box office showing, so I can only imagine it would bring people in. Yeah, I just that's where I go when my mind goes. What's a popular anime that I think would actually translate well? And the answer, in my opinion, is Demon Slayer.
Fair.
Makes sense.
it's a good answer.
Yeah, I've said
Good answer, Bob. Is it on the board?
yeah, ever since like My Hero, I was like, if we're gonna get more anime in this game, if it's not My Hero, it should probably be Demon Slayer because it's a beautiful anime
It's such
with
a
specific moves and stuff like that. Like it fits into, it just makes easy cards.
And then Tam
Can I
has
change my
nothing to
answer?
add to that because he's never watched it.
Can I change my answer? I have
Oh,
an
yeah.
answer. I have an answer.
Oh yeah.
It's less realistic. I think a Studio Ghibli showcase would sell like hundreds.
Dude,
Oh my
that'd be so
God.
cool.
Absolutely.
That would be
Yes.
amazing.
What is the top of your showcase in Studio Ghibli?
His,
I mean, like,
my
And
neighbor
why is it
Todoroki.
Princess Mononoke? Because
It's gotta be Mononoke, yeah.
No, dude,
Has to be.
it's my neighbor Todoroki.
I think both of those would work. I bet you could figure out how to put Howl's Moving Castle in here. I think there's just a very deep well that you could pull from, but I don't
Yes.
think you pick one of those. I think you like dabble in all of them and be like,
Mm-hmm.
Studio
It's
Ghibli Challenger
the
decks.
Ghibli universe, as it were.
Challenger decks would be cool. Or just like a mini set, like Guilty Gear, right?
Little book box.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Let me play Nazca.
I do
that's
think
cool.
I think with Blitzbox coming into the game, I hope that does broaden the amount of like anime or other properties that
That can't quite make a full
Yeah.
set, but have
'Cause,
multiple things.
yeah. But we've blathered on for far too long. I'm gonna let Tam get out of here so that he can start setting up for our Flesh and Blood podcast.
True.
Tam, thank you so much for being a guest on the podcast. I do feel like it's been a long time coming. You've been fantastic to talk to. We really appreciate your input and your outlook on like casting, and we really appreciate what you've been doing for the community with not only casting but your content. Is there anything you'd like to shout out? I mean, anything at all? Anything you have going on? Anything you want to direct people to?
Yeah, you can find all my Universus stuff over on Twitch and YouTube at twitchandyoutube.com/Tam Cardwell. I also have some Riftbound and Flesh and Blood stuff happening at Riftwell and Fabwell as well. You can catch all that. And honestly, shout outs to Response on Play for having me on. This is a very fun time, and I am excited in 3 years when I get the invite to come back. It's going to be very dope.
Well, actually, we're starting a Riftbound podcast. So if you're into
we could get you in that one.
We might be able to get you in that pretty quick.
I'd love it. I'd be so down.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you very much. Brian, you had something you were gonna say, or am I cool to start sign off?
No, I was gonna say, but obviously, like, we appreciate that you enjoy our content, and of course, we enjoy your content. So it has been a blast, and thank you for spending some time with us.
It's quite mutual.
And that's gonna bring us to the close of the episode. It's been a fantastic time here with Tam. Don't forget to comment down below if you want a question on the Any Responses segment. Like the video if you like the podcast. Subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything cool coming from us in the future, whether it be shorts, interviews, vlogs, all that content, especially if you're looking forward to Riftbound. Thank you so much for listening to us here and on Spotify. We appreciate y'all much. If you're on Spotify, rate the podcast if you like it. That way we can hopefully try to improve if you don't like it. I've been Jake, and my shoes don't fit right.
I'm Steph, and I would do unspeakable things for a Howl Pendragon Chrome.
I'm Brian, and we're not Tim Simps, we're Tam Simps.
I'm Tam, and I wish you well.
And I'm James. I'm just the other guy.